So, on my Asperger's, I would like to say that, everything's gone swimmingly and that I've gone through life with absolutely no little mistakes or with everybody understanding me, but I can't say that because it's not true. In high school, I was picked on, I was bullied, the same old things that people on the spectrum sort of usually frown upon. It hasn't been easy, that is what I'm trying to say. And I think one of the greatest ironies in this world is that I began to figure out who I was sort of by doing impressions of other people, which is weird. Like, it was really a source of self-identity when I started doing stand-up impressions. And I still would put them out to these days because people's like, hey, you're that dude who does a really good walk impression, or hey, you do a really good Bernie Sanders. So I'm sort of trapped in that sort of era. So what I'm going to do tonight is, a couple of years ago at this talent show thing in my high school, I did the To Be or Not to Be speech of Hamlet in 28 different celebrity voices. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a sequel to that, of sorts. At the end, Act 4 of Hamlet, he has this soliloquy where he just realizes, okay, I have to go get my revenge now, and I'm going to not hold back whatsoever. So he has this huge, roaring speech in the kind of front of the movie. It's very well acted. So I'm going to do this in 22 different celebrity voices. No pressure, right? David is here, mostly because he's awesome, and he was a big help with this, and you should probably give him a round of applause before we paid him to do that. No, he didn't. What Dave is going to do is, when I get to the end of the line, he's going to tell me to switch impressions. I'm going to go to someone else. So I feel like we should get this stuff. Should I put this on the...
What was we here?
Or should I just keep it? All right, yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to do this the easiest. Okay. I'm going to start out with Christopher Walken because that's the easiest one. Because everybody knows Christopher Walken. And then Dave's going to throw some harder ones at me. So I will begin.
How all occasions do inform against me, and spur my dull revenge.
Switch, Leonardo DiCaprio.
What is a man? Is she good? He wants to slow to it.
Switch to Woody Allen.
Beast.
Switch to Owen Wilson.
Sure. He that made us with such large discourse.
Switch to Morgan Freeman.
Gave us not that capability, godlike reason to question.
Switch to John Oliver.
Now, whether it be bestial oblivion or some craven scruple of thinking so precisely on that event,
Switch to Robert Downey Jr.
a lot which recorded, but one part was good. The other three parts coward.
Switch to Nicolas Cage.
I do not know why yet I live to say these things to you.
Switch to Mark Ruffalo.
If I have cause, will, strength, needs to do it.
Switch to Nick Offerman.
Examples gross as earth exhort me.
Switch to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
With this army of such massive shots.
It's not even governor anymore, and you still like that. I'm impressed.
Switch to Matthew McConaughey.
Led by a delicate and tender prince. Staring with divine ambition makes mounds at the invisible advances.
Switch to Daffy Duck.
Exposing what is moral and wrong fortune, death, and danger.
Switch to Patrick Star.
Even for an egg show.
Switch to Jason Statham.
Right. It's a big right. He's not to stow without great argument.
Switch to Jeff Goldblum.
But great. To find quarrel and strong when honor is a mistake.
Switch to Liam Neeson.
Hast thou died? That thy father killed mother stained.
Switch to Jeremy Irons.
Excitements of my reason and blood, and the whole sleep.
Switch to Bernie Sanders.
Wild, remark to my shame. I see you in death. Well, 20,000 men.
Switch to Ricky Gervais.
I'm not done being Bernie. fantasy and your good fame. Go to the depths, my babes.
Switch to Elmer Fudd.
Like what's water on the numbers cannot try the chords.
Switch to Michael Caine.
Which is not to enough continent the highest rank.
Switch to Jim Carrey.
Finally, this is the last one, so I'm going to make it big, overdramatic. Jim Carrey. Oh, from this time forth, my thoughts be bloody, or be nothing more. And that's... Thanks so much. For the AFC program, you guys are an amazing audience. Thank you.
I love you, Jordan.
That was amazing. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Speaking next is Michelle Chowers. Michelle is a junior literature major and her hobbies include writing, watching movies, and playing video games. Today she will be speaking about autism acceptance.
Sorry, they had it in right.
You do, okay.
This is actually the second year in a row that I get to follow up like a really great performance. So I'm gonna have to shift it to something really serious again, and I apologize. But I was thinking about how I wanted to define autism acceptance in my own way, and I know that the sort of simple way to define it is simply saying understanding that having the neurotypical community allow them to simply be receptive to different forms of communication that they may not exactly understand right away, that's the simple definition of what autism acceptance can be. But I think at the same time that it's difficult to say just that, because just like how any two people can never understand each other fully, whether it's a neurotypical person, an autistic person, or two neurotypical people or two autistic people, there's no way you can fully understand how another person experiences autism. So I thought that the way that I could explain it would be more by talking about something a little more personal. And that made me think about last year I had a situation that taught me what autism acceptance isn't. And I think that helps me define more what autism acceptance is. In this situation, I had an extremely close friend, like we were extremely tight. And I had a shutdown in front of this person for the first time in our friendship. And during this shutdown, I had a situation where my hand was flapping. It's a stim, something that autistic people very often experience. And their reaction was they told me to stop because I'm not possessed. There's no reason why I should be doing that. And right up until that point, this person had always been nice to me, had always accepted me for who I was, but I realized then that autism acceptance is more about being than just being able to be friends with someone who has autism. It's about not separating the human being from the autism and experiencing them as two separate things. Because oftentimes I think, especially when you look at the way that autism ads are often put out, where they focus mainly on the challenges, that often the human and the autism are experienced separately. there are instances where, like with this friend, where when you're not exhibiting something inherently autistic, they accept you as a person. But when you are doing something that's generally considered autistic, then they see the autism alone. So what autism acceptance, I think, really means is seeing the whole picture at once, not having the humanity of a person erase the autism, and when the difficult aspects of autism are there, when meltdowns are there, when stims are there, not erasing the human when those things happen. And this is something that I think affects me in school every day, that there's this constant balance that has to be maintained